There you go. We're on live. Hi, everyone. Vanessa here, founder of Humans of Beekeeping. If you don't know what Humans of Beekeeping is, it's a page where we promote every type and every different way of keeping bees and different beekeepers all over the world. Sorry, I just had a moment. But yeah, anyway, today we have Weronika. Weronika is a Polish beekeeper, and she's going to tell us all about her. Hello, Weronika.
Hi.
Okay, Weronika. Weronika is a bit stressed, and not stressed. That's the word. Sorry. So I'm French and she's Polish, so together we're great. Weronika, can you tell us a little bit more about you? How did you start? Where are you located? How many hives do you run? Do you have? You know.
Okay, so first, maybe I am a beekeeper here with my dad. It's like a little bit like family apiary, and the interest really comes from like being very like my dad is very into beekeeping. So it started really 2 years ago, and I just started going out for beekeeping with him and being active with him, making a lot of work and seeing how it all goes and just simply I started loving it so much because of it's I don't know nature. I love being in nature. I love being with them, seeing them flying, buzzing all around. And all together for now, we've got 60 hives. It's been still very hobbystic. For him, it was always hobbystic. Just right now, I'm helping him, so it's more, well, we are having, I think, much more fun, and I love it. And we are located in western part of Poland, in a small city called Krowia.
Krowia.
Krowia, yes. In Greater Poland, yes.
So were your dad beekeeping before you, or?
Oh yeah, that's a story before even my dad. Like my grandfather. My grandfather was a beekeeper. I don't know the story before. I'm still kind of trying to rediscover now. But after my grandfather, my dad took it over. I don't know how to say that. He took it and he started being a beekeeper. It's been over 30 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was funny because, you know, having honey, good honey on your table, it was normal for me. But it really started more for me being more interested what's behind it. And that's how it started.
That's good. That's awesome. So the whole beekeeping thing, obviously started from your dad, from your
I think so.
your blood.
Yeah, that's what I always say when I'm really happy with what happened. And he was like the first guru of beekeeping because any questions I had, and at the beginning, especially at the beginning, and I was asking about everything, being there. At the beginning, I was really helping him, like being more an assistant. But then with the time, it started that I wanted to be as him, like as he does. And that's how it started, yes.
So obviously Weronika might have a familiar face for a lot of people around Australia. For one reason, Weronika used to be, I mean, no, more like used to work with Ben from Ben's Bees.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's watching though.
Well.
Ben, if you are watching, you can give me a like for once. Thank you. No, but the thing is that how did you get around to go to Ben's, and why did you not come to my house?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a funny question, actually, because I still cannot believe that it happened. It was very quick and fast. I finished my education. Actually, I was in France doing my internship after my master degree. And that's how I met Michelle from Funex, from Switzerland. And after a few weeks, I think after a few weeks, when I was actually already following his Instagram, because I absolutely love what he's doing and all these garden and beautiful pictures what he does. I saw that he was visited by another beekeeper from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And that was then. So I started following another beekeeper and seeing what kind of information he's doing. And I really like the way how he posts all the information and stuff. And then one of the posts was about asking for help for his season.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why not? Let's try. And that's how it started, really. Like, really, it was not planned really before. It was like this, spontaneous.
So you have a good understanding of like the difference between Australian beekeeping and Polish beekeeping, which is awesome in a way.
More, yeah.
Yeah, that's like. Can you give us like a little bit of like a run through of what the differences are between the two countries?
For me, at the first, I think, well, the whole beautiful temperature, like in Australia, you've got beautiful temperature, let's say beautiful, all year long. And this is the biggest difference for me. Like we've got this season which started roughly around April, May. We never know because the weather is unpredictable, and it finished around late August, September. While in Australia, I was just 3 months, but that's what I know from also like from experience, from talking and yeah, meeting another people. You have this possibility of having nectar almost the whole year round, which is amazing for bees. That's why you treat bees differently. We have to prepare our bees for winter, while it's not necessary probably for you, depending what you're doing. And then also the one of the things we have to care is to treat them help them with also with varroa, that is quite a big problem in here. And I know in Australia you don't have this problem, which is awesome. That is gorgeous. Yes.
Oh, wow, okay, cool. So yeah, temperature is one of the biggest issue that you guys have. I know you post a lot of things on the Instagram, and there's snow.
Yes.
How do you pack down your hive for winters? Can you give us a little run through of what you do when you pack down your hives in Poland?
We know ourselves that they help themselves they help by themselves. But what we do for them, we just we make the entrance a little bit smaller, so the temperature is not going directly inside the hive. And if not, we don't cover hives. We just live in a kind of normal, natural way. We don't do that unless probably the temperature is like really crazy, really low, which didn't happen this winter, or it's very windy, or it's something very special. If not, we just live in a natural way.
Okay. So
Yeah.
no extra layers around the hive and...
No, really. Oh yeah. I forgot actually. We actually put something, but it's all the year long, like all year long. We do just at the bottom of the top of the hive, we put also something which in summer it reflects the hot weather, the hot temperature, but in winter it keeps them warm. That's what we do, and that's what we do like since always. Probably I don't know if it's just us or like most people here they do it.
Yeah,
so we just.
What is it that you put exactly at the top of the frames?
So there is one part on a very tiny. It is more like I have no idea what is it.
Is it
There
like
is one
fabric?
Yeah.
Or...
I think it is more. Yeah, it is more fabric. But at the top of this, it is fabric, and it is like the. I'll show you. Give me a second.
We're gonna wait, and I think so far it's been fantastic to listen to what Weronika has to tell us. And I must ask her what are the difference in temperature here. All right, let's see.
We might actually do, if you have like an old, what is this?
Pillowcase.
You see? Yeah. So you can actually help them. Well, you can put something on the top of your hive, especially also because our hive has the top like this, and that helps with the snow, for example. But the newer version, the lighter hives as well, they have flat roofs, which is very similar to your boxes in Australia.
Yeah.
But still, we are kind of if not the heavy, if not that there is so much difference between those wooden, old-fashioned hives, that will be probably, we'll keep them. And we still do. We do half-half. But for me, as a beekeeper, it's definitely easier well, to work with hives which are not that heavy. And
Yeah.
I have to say, it's quite, yeah, it is hard work. And you know that.
Yeah. What's the coldest temperature? The average coldest temperature in winter in Poland?
Oh, this year the average was not that much. It was -8, -10, but it was not many days. It was just it dropped really like -8, maybe for 3 4 days, and then it came around -3 4.
Okay.
So
The
yeah.
hottest.
The hottest
Yeah.
30, 33, 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a big difference.
that's
Wow.
a big difference.
Tell me about you. What do you think you're not good at in beekeeping?
In beekeeping.
Not in life. In beekeeping.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm laughing that I need to do my muscles. Like I need to be stronger because when I work with my dad, I see that he's doing lots of work, this heavy work, like um, yeah, like taking the hives and putting like work really with this weights.
Yeah.
While me, just probably because he's working with me, when I cannot do something, I'm asking for help. But in my mind, it's more, oh, you can do it, just try. And I have to work on this. I know that I can, but it's still on the way. Like, yeah.
Okay. But and in the reverse, what do you think is your greatest strength in beekeeping? What are you very good at?
I think that's a good question. But like thinking now back, how was it and how is it? I am patient with them, and that's what I love. And that's what probably helps me also working with bees because I can observe them for a long time. It's more probably as well like this relation. Maybe it's not concerning work indeed, but probably as well because when you have good relation with bees, then work is definitely easier and it's just pleasure. So this is a good thing. And I think, yeah, this could be my advantage, my plus.
Your plus.
Yes.
I think you're very passionate anyway. In general, in life anyway. So that's awesome. What do you wish you knew before starting keeping bees?
What I wish I knew before. Um, let me think. That's a good question, and definitely there is something. There is something. But there is nothing which comes to my mind right now.
Okay. We can carry on. Do you guys have you think about the answer while I'm asking you more questions? Do you guys have like clubs in Poland, and if so, are you part of one? And how many new beekeepers have you seen in that time that you've been in that club?
Yeah, well, so we do. We have like a club of beekeepers in each kind of bigger region, and one of them is in here in Krobia. We are around 23 people, but mostly they are quite elderly people. I mean, 50 plus men. So I'm by myself there, and it's a little bit funny. Like it was very funny at the beginning. Um, Maybe that could be also the thing that there is no more or not very like not many people at my age,
Mm.
which is at the beginning maybe I was a little bit lost well while being with them in these meetings, but at the same time now I realized that it was a good match with experienced people who have lots of knowledge but more practical knowledge,
Mhm.
and myself who has more like crazy ideas sometimes, and I learn more from people. So that's why now I am really grateful that I'm actually part of them. Although we are still a big different with age and yeah.
Yeah.
But this year we had just the last meeting, and they were three new people, new members of the club.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they did a little bit younger, 30 plus, maybe 40. And they actually started already with their like 3 or 4 hives, and
Mhm.
now they want to be a part of the club to learn more as well. So this is a good thing, yeah.
What are the legal requirements in Kobia? Kobia. Like in terms of keeping your bees, you know, here we have a lot of requirements such as branding your hive, having water close by, being far from someone's fence. If you live in different, you know, like you call it region, we call it cancels. It's like how many hives can you have in your backyards? And stuff like that. Do you guys have this type of requirements in Korea? Korea.
Yeah, well, they are, as you said about this, let's say the distance from your neighborhood fence or something. This is more concerning urban beekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Skrobe is a small town, and of course, we don't have like it is a small town. That's why you have to also like bear in mind that you have to have this space if you have a hive in your garden.
Yeah.
And I think this is 10 meters, at least 10 meters from fence to fence, which is quite a lot. Or you have to have very good neighbors, which they agree and they know how to behave with them. So you actually teach them how to deal with bees. Um, and other thing with the water you mentioned, this is also the thing, but this is the beekeepers things we have to know. We have to know that this, and that it's important, and
Yeah.
there is no regulations about this. No, I'm thinking what else. And to be a member of the club, there is no regulation. You just go and you're there. So this is all right. This is cool. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, maybe. Like for example, you have to. No, I'm thinking now with this number of hives, but I'm not sure about number of hives.
Okay.
So yeah,
No. That
I don't know
like
much about regulations.
sounds like you guys know already how to look after your bees, and you don't necessarily need some legal requirements. Can we go back to that question? Do you have the answer of what do you wish you knew before starting keeping bees?
I was thinking maybe that was the knowledge that I will be just by myself in this club. But at the same time, no, I feel this is advantage, and I am happy to be a woman, young woman, among all these older or elderly men. And especially I did like a small experiment organizing these workshops about bees and beekeeping and honey. Was all general, but I told them please feel welcome to come and to enjoy, and especially to share your knowledge, and they come, and it was so nice. When I was talking more about like interesting facts, they
Yeah.
were adding their knowledgeable information concerning keeping a hive or keeping bees, and that was really nice. Yeah, so
Aww.
yeah, really was nice. We have to repeat it.
That's awesome. Do you have any Do you have any tips for new beekeepers, like all over the world or even in just Poland?
Yeah, I think what we say within me, myself, and that we say that if you can keep and be happy with these bees at least for one season,
Mm.
and you want to continue, that means that you can actually be a beekeeper, because of course you know that it is hard, you are stung, it's not always easy to deal with them depending on the weather as well. So we're just thinking by ourselves, because my dad, he was checking myself, that he was just thinking if I'm going to continue after the first season, and he told me, okay, well, if you did, that means probably you have this enough patience and you're okay with them. You're even okay if there are situations when they stink. It's normal. So probably you need to have lots of patience, and that will be the first thing I say to people who wants to keep bees. And you have to think that it's not important that you will have something for yourself, but you give from you to them. And if you go with this kind of approach, I think it will be very nice relation.
Mm. You're wearing your t-shirts, aren't you?
I
With the logo.
do.
Can you tell us a bit more about the name and like the meanings and stuff, you know?
Well, this is all Polish, but I will tell you the story is funny, because when I was doing my communication management course at the university, one of the course was graphic designing, and I have to design a logotype for a product, and I thought, okay, that will be my honey. Like, well, at that time it was my dad's honey, and that's how it that's how it happens that we have our own logotype and our stickers,
Yeah.
which is very nice. And that's what they say it in Polish, to będzie dobry dzień, which means it's going to be your good day. Well, in meaning, when you eat the honey, it's going to be your good day.
Oh,
And also the name, which is Miód Wasiaka, which is honey of family Wasiaka. Yeah.
wow.
Easy, easy. And the name was not a very like, it was not creative, it was not something from, I don't know, just because my dad, well, he was beekeeper for such a long time, so his family name was known that he has this honey just in case someone needs, or someone wants some. So yeah, that was no thinking really. It was just Vashak. It has to be Vashak as a family name. So
This
that's how it happened.
I like the fact that you say it's gonna be a good day after you eat honey.
Yes.
How often do you guys have varmite, as you were saying? How do you treat your hive, and how often, and how do you do it?
Yeah, don't ask me about the names. It is actually a medicine. I think they call it medicine. And there are two different things. And we actually discuss this kind of thing in a club, indeed, with all the other beekeepers. And that's how we decide, okay, we're going to try this and that in this and that time. So it's very important to actually be aware that you have to read these instructions, because otherwise it can be yeah, very different situation as it's supposed to be. So we actually treat them with the medicines.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. How often do you do it?
It is just after the last when we feed them before winter. This
Okay.
has to be in a special time and a special distance of time each time when you give the treatment. So you have to be sure that you're doing it correct. And this is just before, really just before the winter, after the last time when you feed them. So
Mm,
be sure also that they don't combine the food and the treatment and everything.
mm, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we don't have varmite here
Oh, definitely,
yet.
definitely. That's so good.
Yeah. Uh, I have, I think, 2 more questions, and then let you go and you can get on with your day. Since you teaching English, is that right?
I do, yes.
That's awesome. It's great. Um, now, I think my first question is my first last question is, what do you personally talking? What do you get from the bees?
What do I get from the bees? Yeah, definitely much. I'm thinking now. Definitely this way, if I was thinking quite a lot about this patience. I don't think I am very patient, let's say at school with kids when teaching. But when I go to the beehive and apiary, and I actually can see them going out and coming in, it just makes you feel so relaxed. And I think this gives me so much patience. Um, and also, but it's probably the same thing with all animals and all well, yeah, animals in general. When you work with them, the relation is very strong, and I think this gives you this, I don't know, I've got inside myself this love to nature, but it happened more and it's bigger while I started working with bees. So I think this is the very a huge thing I actually received from them, loving nature as them, as bees, but also like in general. Like it makes me feel close, and I
Yeah,
love it.
you're so young. How old are you already? You're like 21.
28.
I was close.
Yes, yes.
Nah, you're young. Like, it takes some time for people to realize, stuff like that. That nature is important, or it's just a facade on the social media. But yeah, we can see that you're actually very close to nature as such. Oh, I have a bee visiting me. She's still here. She doesn't want to go.
Yeah, she wants to listen to us.
I think she wants to listen to you talking. Uh-huh. Okay, and my last question is, where do you see Miód Wasiaka? Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Um, yeah, I'm actually so glad to say that now because the 3 months in Australia gave me lots of ideas, and it opened so much doors in even in my head, in my mind. I thought beekeeping, it's quite, well, it's not simple. I would say simple in a way when I compare with Australia for now in
Mm,
Poland. That yeah, we just kind of work with bees, receiving what we can, if we can. While in Australia, you showed me so much different possibilities, and I want to introduce that in Poland as well. I want to show people that they can actually have a hive and they can enjoy it,
yeah,
or even show them how many things healthy, so healthy for us people, you can have in a hive. But you have to be like, also, yeah, that's what I want to have, and also bear in mind for people who are interested that it's very you cannot be you cannot be those kind of type of person who take everything from the nature. You have to be this balanced person who give
mm-hmm.
and take if there is possibility. So I think this teaching background also will help me with teaching probably in this beekeeping subject. I hope so.
Good. That's awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
awesome. Wow. You guys, I have to say thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thanks to Weronika for being here today. I'm sorry if I look very tired. It's the new moon. I will leave all details and all link of Weronika's Instagram and Facebook page if you want to get in contact with her, if you're going to Poland and you want to meet with her. if you are from Poland, or if you know, wherever you are in the world, I will leave the details below. Also, one little thing before I leave is that I have a Patreon page, and I'm waiting for more people to come and just support the page of Humans of Beekeeping. So if you can go in the link that will be down below too, and see what you can gain from it and what I can gain from you, would be awesome. But thank you, Weronika, so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah,
Thank you.
mwah.
It was lovely to be here. Thank you, Vanessa, for your invitation. And yes, feel free to come to Poland anytime you're nearby. I'm gonna be happy, and all my family will be happy to see you, to welcome you.
Oh.
And all our bees as well.
Oh, yeah, nice. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.